Hello there everyone and welcome. I tell you what, it feels weird talking to myself and indirectly you guys, once again. It's been a while. But we're back. How you doing there, Hugh? I'm so jealous you get to work from home, my man. That's so enviable. But we are going to be going ahead here and playing the actual turn. I've had the turn from Nomad for quite some time, and do go ahead actually seek out and subscribe to Nomadic Cam. I believe he mainly streams on Twitch, but I would have to double check. And do go ahead and check out Plumber as well. He did a great job as the Russian Empire. And in the near future, hopefully we'll be able to move into a second season. That'd be ideal if we could use the Ultimate mod. I did manage to get contact with the developer a while ago, but I need to double check on that one. And we'll have to see if we can do anything about it. Try and get the mod to work properly. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get into this here. I will stop waffling and show off what we're doing here. So hopefully everything's working on the stream okay. I think sound will be alright. I've actually got music working now in theory, so that's great. Do let me know about that. But I've decided that we're going to go ahead and break the blockade today. The reason being that we do have a submarine over here to give us information. Sadly, I can't use the Zeppelins because I have the Zeppelins too far forward. But yes, we're going to go ahead and seek out engagement in the Atlantic blockade. So we do have the High Seas Fleet in its totality, including the new ships that have been developed, the new Dreadnoughts and the new battle cruisers. The fleet's a little bit split. But we also do have the Dutch European fleet. So we do have here, that we've got three cruisers, or three cruisers. These are scouting squadron. Okay, so these are light cruisers, these are cruisers, maybe armored cruisers. But anyhow, we have like 3 cruisers, 6 cruisers total, but obviously these guys have more firepower. And then we have 2 destroyer squadrons there and a commander. So, yes, to attack. The right, okay, I see. Yeah, so we're going to have them supporting the High Seas Fleet. So it's not just the German fleet, there is a little bit more reinforcement there. So that's not bad at all. I do have some auxiliaries over here that I'm going to go ahead and have, I think, send with the main fleet. I tell you what, the fleet part of this game sometimes is very weird. I don't know why it doesn't let me do certain things, but hey ho. I did think about going this way, but I thought, you know what, if we could actually break the blockade, that would be quite ideal, because that would set back the clock on that one and relieve the pressure on Germany there, which would be nice. How you doing, Raghar? Good to have you. How you doing, Andal? Good to have you as well. So what, you're moving on missions to destroy their fleet? Yeah, that's going to be the idea there. What about Hossendorf action? Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look at that shortly. But that's going to be the idea here. We're going to try and just destroy this squadron over here, or at least what is actually keeping the blockade going. I'm not seeing the Grand Fleet really relatively close by. There are elements of it. I think it may be somewhat down here, or at least parts of it are mostly down here. I'm going to take advantage of the fact that nothing's been happening for a long time. So we'll go for the blockade. Similarly, I am utilizing what I have. It's a bit of a show of force, actually. So the Ottomans and the Austrians are going to be moving out here to the mouth of the Dardanelles, so the Dardanelles entrance here. And the idea is going to be that I show the flag, essentially. And I do kind of say, okay, I have these naval elements. I have this naval flotilla, this fleet over here. If you don't do something, I will come in and blockade over here. And your forces will not be able to escape. I do have the 2 calls over here. One call is going to push up to this position here and then dig in. The second call is going to tentatively cross over to Aden, however you want to pronounce that, and try and take that, or at least try and compromise it and cut the rails here. I want to try and divide and conquer where I can. We do have a army commander on the way. It's going to be 28 days, so 2 turns until they actually arrive over here. I don't know why every time I stream I suddenly feel like I need to cough, because honestly before this I didn't cough all day, and now I'm suddenly coughing. But yeah, that's going to be the idea. The most essential cavalry here to hold this position in the hills, just to make sure he can't get in there and take it. Just moving assets around here. Moving some infantry over here, an actual proper division. Greedy Google. Yeah, there's something about Google and YouTube adverts or something. I've not seen it myself, but maybe I've not been watching, or maybe content creator accounts are different. I don't think so. But I have been seeing something about, like, something to do with YouTube and adblock. In fairness, I'm not using adblock, so maybe that's why I'm not seeing it myself. But anyhow, we are pushing forward over here. We're Hotzendorf and the Austrians. I'm not using gas, by the way. I am bringing down the Bulgarians from in the mountains, sending them for the Romanians, as I do have Romanians here. But yeah, we are pushing up the Bulgarians behind this. These guys, the armies are moving to Bedova, and we're going to continue the offensive there. I'm not going to use gas. It's woods, the weather's clear. I don't think it's going to engage us, but I'm not going to use national morale when I don't need it. I am withdrawing forces to a degree, or at least reallocating them. So this army will be sent over here to, well, reinforce itself. I may have it sent to Sedan, but we'll see. I have this one that would be there in a day, so never mind. Yeah, this army is going to be sent over that way. Perhaps I have it sent to Sedan instead. Excuse me. No, I'm going to continue with the armies. I do have a number of corps actually moving over to Sedan, and I do have the reinforcements moving over here. The armies of Hindenburg and the like will be moving in here to continue the offensive. I would use gas here, but because I own the province, I can't use the gas. But we do have some forces moving, so these forces are moving back. These forces are set to defend but retreat, basically if engaged. I do have corps that are moving from this position over here. I'm moving this other army over here as well. These guys are moving to Sedan. Maybe I should take... Right, they can move in there. That's 4 days. They'd be there in 5 days. It is a more powerful army. I think I'm going to have that as a rear guard then. So we'll have that actually move to Sedan, have that other army move in there sooner, but have an actual army move to Sedan when it can at least put up a greater block. I do have forces moving this way. I was very much considering just wholesale abandoning Saint-Mihiel and moving all those forces over here, but I believe that we have to keep forces over here, otherwise he will fully move this way. But I think he may go for some kind of counteroffensive, so I've set them to basically defend but retreat. Oh, God, I don't know why I suddenly have a cold now. It must be something about YouTube here that just, I don't know. As soon as I start talking, apparently I just get sicker. My girlfriend says to me, well, actually I should say my fiancé now. We'll be getting married in January, should be really nice. But yeah, she says, how come you're always sick? And I'm like, I don't know. It happens a lot. I don't even go out that much. So, I don't know. But indeed, that is going to be the game plan there. So, I'm trying to make a bit of a show of force with the naval assets in the south, and trying to push over here against the British in the north. So far, how long do you think the West would survive? Honestly, the West and the Western Entente, well, they do have a lot of force. They certainly do have a lot of force. Incidentally, I am building... I don't know if incidentally is the right word. But anyway, I am also building additional divisions over here. I think I am going to need to continue to build up more manpower and just keep up the amount of pressure I can place on the Entente here. But yes, the Entente is powerful. They do have a lot of force, and they have it in a very concentrated area. But what I'm hoping to do is basically take them apart piecemeal and try and strike on many fronts. But we have basically 2 offensives going on at once now in Italy and in France, which is actually really like a best case scenario for us, because he can't have overwhelming defensive forces, or, well, I don't know, overwhelming is not quite the word, but impenetrable. He can't have an impenetrable defense in both locations. He's going to have to choose one or the other, and I'm hoping that will lead to basically victories on both sides, because he's going to have to consistently look at the situation and think, okay, where do I need these assets? I'm going to need these assets somewhere, so we'll see. But we're going to go forward here and progress into the new turn, and we'll see how we go. Excuse me, I don't know why I suddenly have a cold, but apparently I'm a cold. The reason for the big delay between the turns, I had quite a lot of law work to do, studies work that I should say. Last week, well technically this week, but last week was mock week, so it was a couple like, well it was like 4 mock module exams and just like going through that. I was really hoping that they'd be shorter, but they did take quite a while. Okay, so we can see movement here. He may be moving all his French forces to the north, which, okay, I moved a decent amount of reinforcement. Maybe I could have moved more, but we'll see how it goes. Right, so we see a fleet over there. The British I'm trying to hunt down our submarines here, but obviously they are pretty difficult to find. So we are seeing forces heading north then, so it will be quite the battle in the north, but we'll see how it goes. I've always set my forces to a conservative offensive. We do have forces on the way, so we'll see how it goes. They can't arrive that quickly as it doesn't have rail control there, so yeah, we'll see. Right, so we do have the beginning of the engagement here. I'm starting to realising that the game sounds really low, but yeah, we can see here that the British are being pushed back. And the question comes down to, will they be reinforced by the French? It doesn't seem so. Wow. Oh, these are actually very good losses, in fact. So we do have the Battle Rifle here, or Rifle, however you want to pronounce that. So Erich von Falkenhayn leading here, 776,000 Germans currently. We lose only 19,000, which is actually pretty good. We've actually inflicted disproportionate losses on the British, which is very good here. And we send them packing now, which is very good. So if I can take control of this area completely, we may in fact actually benefit from having the defensive trenches, but we'll see. It looks like some of the French actually, some of the British withdrew, but they have suffered there 61,000 casualties, 300 cavalry there and 60 guns lost. They still had 2,000 guns, which is actually pretty impressive. We have just under 6,000 with a loss of 24. And a loss of 3 tanks there. But the good news is here that we have won the first battle. This is only on the first day. We'll see how things go. There are more men coming. But this is good showing. Right, number of prisoners taken. We didn't capture any there. But we had a number of the enemy units. And number of elements which were routed during the battle. Okay, were they enemy or ours? Anyhow. But that's a good start. So that we had... Right, so we had 5 elements fail in a morale check. The enemy there had 12. Good. Number of elements which were routed during the battle, 16. We only had 3 and 5 failed in morale check. Okay, so that's good. I think the tanks are making a difference there. And at least the heavy artillery certainly is. We'll go forward then. When it lets me press the X. Right, okay. So we have taken full control of the province. It looks as if it's completely under our control and there's no enemy forces there. He's reinforcing there to the north, which is interesting. We are seeing the Italians here, but it doesn't look as if his opposing is imped over. It looks like the Italian forces were drawing deeper into the... Well, deeper towards Verona. We're seeing forces out here. Forces there. French submarines are... Yes, okay, so we can see that the French have arrived in the area, but the thing is, if the French actually do press on with their offensive, we actually should have a really good engagement, because we'll be on the defensive there, which is very good. We'll have the trenches. They won't really have much in the way of trenches, but there will be some trenches. We can see the French there. We may actually see... I think I just said something about tank. I didn't quite see that, but that's a very strong French army nonetheless. But so far it's looking good. Oh, we do see the Grand Fleet out here. Interesting. Could we have this convergence? But it looks like we have a strength there. Right. Oh, by the way, I'm building a depot in the region where we just were. Ah, so the Grand Fleet is in the area. Now, can you imagine if we'd have just accidentally... Oh, here we go. So we have a German victory here. Interestingly enough, we had just the cruiser squadrons engage. But we do lose a ship and we sink 7 over here. So this is a Battle of the Atlantic blockade box. But the good news is we know that the Grand Fleet is nearby, but they're not in position, which is very good. But this is going to really embarrass the Admiralty here. Yeah, he may have to withdraw those forces from Anatolia, I do agree. So we'll see, but this is a good result. Hopefully we can have a follow-up engagement and completely end the blockade. But that would be ideal. Did I see transports there? Yes, it looks like we have nothing else. Oh, there's still some British in the blockade box. And yes, there we go. Oh, haha. Okay, we do sink a transport squadron. Yes, the Calcutta, the Madras, the Hindustan, and the Altea. This is very nice. So far, so good. We sink another 14 ships there. We see more forces in the... I forgot to look at Mesopotamia, I'm going to be honest. We see French forces over here, so this may not go well. But we may actually... Oh, it looks like we've got the timing actually right. We're seeing British forces off the coast, British Royal Navy. We actually do take the Army Service Corps, so we actually capture the supply there. Yeah. Wow, okay. That's actually gone very well. That went very, very well, actually. I'm quite happy with that. I think that was a total success of a turn, actually, and I don't think we had anything go wrong. We should, in theory, be able to be at Padova. Yeah, wow. I mean, the fact that we capture supplies over here is a big deal. Really big deal. And the fact is, I have the rail lines over here now, so I can reinforce this for a second corps if I want to. No problem. And I can go ahead and immediately do that. So immediately there we'll be able to reinforce our gains, which is very important. We do have French and British forces out here now, which is good. Yeah, this is not looking ideal. He could come back over here, but the fact is, all I need to do is just defend and retreat. And this is hills with mud on the ground as well. Oh, this is very good for us. Yeah, we're looking at mud over here. Interesting enough, snow down here. Yeah, mud in this area is not good for an attacker. And we do have our naval elements over here. I want him to see them. I want him to be able to see them. But this has been a very good result so far. Sadly... Oh, no, we did gain morale from battles. That's good, then. Right. So the Atlantic... the anti-blockade... Atlantic blockade is a road in popular sport in Germany. But... Did we break it? I think we've broken it, but it's still there. Maybe it won't continue now. I'm not sure. I mean, we know the Grand Fleet is here. I'm not going to stick around because obviously he would be able to bring everything here. Yeah, the UK and French forces, the Entente forces basically in Turkey have spread out. And yeah, they're going to suffer there, which is not exactly ideal for them. We know that there's a decent-sized army over here, but it looks as if he has withdrawn forces. So as soon as we get our army commander over here, we can really start to take a more aggressive stance against them. I could even bring in the ships over here and maybe blockade the ports over here and really turn the pressure there. Yeah, I still see the French down here. I'd love to push forward, but I just don't have the strength, really. In Mesopotamia, not going ideally. It is really awful in this area. I really have sympathy there. Definitely do not blame him, because it is a very difficult area to win out. So, yeah, I have sympathy for that. Alright. So in Italy... Well, I heard some kind of weird noise, and I don't know what that noise was. Let me double check that things are working. Yeah, they seem to be working. I don't know why. I heard this like do sound. Yeah, so we have our forces over here at Padova. We could see that Venice is actually... Oh, it's actually garrisoned by a fairly decent fort. But I can just go ahead and sit on that, no problem. But in fairness, I probably want to push forward, really. We do see that there's the Italians in the forest over here. But we'll see. We do have the army over here. We have many Bulgarians, there's also some Romanians here too. But many, many Bulgarians. Alright. So they would be there. In fact, they can just remain here. Oop, looks like their orders were confused there. And that cavalry can remain there. What else is heading out that way? Tell you, sometimes I feel like I'm fighting against the game's order mechanics because it can get confusing sometimes. Seems to drag it to the wrong spot. But anyhow, we have secured our objective over here at Padova, which is brilliant. The Italian army is in a difficult position right now. Because in fairness, I could go for Venice and take Venice. That said, it is marshland and it's not exactly ideal. And the weather is clear out here, which is very good. So what we'll do then is take stock of our situation. Do I have a depot at Padova? I do not. I don't yet have my depot over here. Or maybe I do, and it's just not quite yet finished. And we'll see. Frankly, what we have to do then is just allow our forces to rest somewhat then. I probably will send an army down here to Venice, or at least a force down here to Venice to subject it to siege. To besiege it, I should say. And then we'll go ahead and move forward there. So, we inflicted 5 hits to the enemy during the siege of Trento. That's brilliant. We also have a breach in Trento over here, which is brilliant too. So that's great. That means I can effectively sit on this, and it will eventually crack. Very happy with that. Very, very happy with that. Okay. I feel like the game sounds are not working for some reason. Oh well. Yeah. So the French situation over here then wasn't as bad as feared then. We have the British over here. We secured Rifle, however you want to pronounce that. He didn't advance over here. What's the weather like? So the weather is clear. Okay. So we could have a Battle of the Marne, which would be rather fun. We could have the Battle of Rheims. Now, the consideration here is how we move forward. I do like the fact that these British forces and French forces here are relatively isolated. But we'll see. There's a lot to be said about being cautious. Let's see. How are our forces looking then? Because that's what really determines things here. I am also going to need a depot. So the armies are okay. Cohesion's actually a lot better than feared, but not all the armies are fully okay. We also are lacking a bit of supply here. It may be worthwhile to just hold, just for the time being. Obviously, Nomad will adjust this, but I need to have supply. Right now, my nearest depot is over here at Montmedy. I want to consolidate my position. I want to see how he will react. Yeah. A nice little victory there. We are elongating the line here, so I do need to bear that in mind. I can't be strong everywhere. But neither can he. Right, support for Water Crease and there. Let's see. Shot down 18 aircraft here. Oh, there we go. We bombed the enemy over here with 59 air squadrons. The enemy suffered 3 hits and 11 and lost 11 cohesion. That's pretty good, man. This is when I need to have like aerial supremacy. So they succeeded in retreating, but they took 84 hits. So they've really taken a lot of hits there, and we gained national morale there. That's good. Again, but over. Lost 39 airplanes, shot down 12. Yeah, we do tend to lose a lot of aircraft, actually. I tell you what, he must have an obscene amount. Well, we do have some. It's just, I don't know. He must just have more than we do. Or they must be very experienced. But I think we'll have to try and overwhelm them with numbers. It's not all bad, actually, though. Yeah, capturing those supply wagons over there is good. We have another heavy artillery regiment over here, ready, it would seem. Yep. Let's go ahead and get that to the front over here, really. God damn it. "48 days, 54 days. Oh, we do have a second over here as well. Let me go ahead and move that forward. Alright. Yeah, I also did call for an uprising over here. Yeah, I was just thinking about pressing the British in France to the north. It would take him a lot longer to get there, and they are already a bruised force, so it may be considered to do that. We'd be able to actually reinforce them from Refil, however you want to pronounce that, so that'd be nice. As you can see here then, after Italy entered the Great War, the Ottoman Empire of Germany supplied the Senussi under the Grand Senussi Sayyid Ahmed Ash-Sharif with funding and arms to attack the Italians in Libya and the British in Egypt and Sudan. So, Italy must be on the war of the Entente, Ottoman Empire must be on the war of the Central Powers. An uprising begins in Libya. Troops will be required. Oh, there we go. Agricultural aid is helping to offset the low morale brought on by the Prong Law, plus plus 1 alignment there. That's good. Okay. Yeah, so what we could consider doing then is maybe having these forces go on the offensive over here. And we actually do have quite a few corps, and the army command is really nearby, so I think I could probably go ahead and order that. I could even use gas if I wanted to. There's only the one army, but there's quite a few supporting corps. But I will build a depot here, and these guys can sit pretty, and they likely will be able to reinforce. But yeah, I can push forward here. Let me go ahead and actually synchronize movement. Right, there we go. So we have the main army here, but we have quite a large amount of corps behind it. I'm going to keep the Dutch in a reserve. The reason for that is just to have something in the backfield. These guys can also remain here. I moved up the Marines and the militia just to have some more men. Alright, we're looking good. Hey, done that, Alpha? Good to have you, my man. Indeed. Yeah, so we will press forward the advance over here. I'll go ahead and actually move the aircraft forward too. Though in fairness, they are on top of a depot, and while they're on top of a depot, they are going to receive replacements, so I think I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'll go with that. I can continue with that. Okay. Yeah, you can see they're receiving replacements there. So we do have a depot over here now, which is great. That's very good. So, really what we want to do then here is, it'd be ideal if I could have a depot. I actually do not right now. I'll probably send Eugene von Osterreich. The problem is I don't have enough supply wagons to like build a depot everywhere. I would very much like to rebuild my cohesion first. I also do need supply, as mentioned. But yes, let's take a look. Well, I do have these additional commanders here. They'll likely come over use, so I'll have them separated for now. Right, so Eugene's army. Good amount of artillery. A lot of heavy artillery at that. They are lacking cohesion, which is not exactly ideal. But I'm going to have them head south and oh, can I not move upon Venice? Oh, I can move upon Venice, okay. But I can't do it in a single turn, therefore I will not do it. I'm a big believer in that one. So they need to basically hold here. I'm going to go ahead and have supply concentrated in a army. Probably in comrades. So I've got some supply there. I keep hearing this like do-do-do, and I don't know what it is. It's a little worrying. Well, I really am hard up on supply here. Yeah, I am hard up on supply. Very hard up on supply. Right. Yeah, and I use my supply to build a depot here. Okay, bit of a difficult position then. So what we're going to go ahead and do then is rely upon the supply that'll be coming from here. At least they will receive some supply, so that's good, but it's not enough. But yeah, we'll have to hold off then for the time being. Once we gain the fortress over here in the north, we'll have a big objective actually, so that's going to be under our control. I'll be able to make some good use of that. Yeah. And we'll hold off for the time being. I mean, this is it. We're in early April. Time's on our side here, really. Let's take a look at F9. Yeah, so the Western Entente is down to 14 morale. You can see that they have 69% of our land forces. They really do have still a large body of men. They do have a large body of forces. And the good news is taking Trento is a big objective, so that is going to cost him. He's not going to be happy about that. I'm going to go ahead and reinforce this position even further. There we go. Send some more men in there. It is mountains, which is brilliant. We're also entrenched at level 6. It's not ideal. He doesn't really have the forces nearby to even do that much about it. I mean, these are all mountaineers as well. These are all Jaegers. Mackinson's army has been frustrated, but at least the Germans are making some proper progress now. Once we do have success over here at Trento, I will have Mackinson join the fray over here. I don't know if I'll bring the mountaineers. In fairness, they are very good troops. The problem comes down to the fact of, well, how many positions is there for them to be utilized properly anymore? Yeah, no hills or mountains needed. I forget, but I think they have only their bonus in mountains or something. I'd have to double check it again. Yeah, I do forget. I think they're considered irregulars. I'm not sure. Or maybe regulars. Anyway, I forget it, but they do have a bonus within mountains. I just forget what it is now. Alright. So I do have the fleet out here. It's an interesting consideration. I could maybe remain out at sea. I do have a little bit more in the way of force, but again, yeah. I don't know. How do people feel about it? Because we could remain in the Atlantic blockade box. There's a good chance that he may not move upon us. There's an even better chance that he brings everything the British have. And we have this like pretty colossal engagement. How you doing there, Osh? I know I should say Josh, but for some reason YouTube, I don't know, cuts the letters off sometimes. The drive to Paris is going swimmingly, actually. We're going to make a push over here in the north. Our forces over here are going to hold for the time being. I'll have them build up a depot. Yeah, supplies definitely required. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe holding in position. I'd rather have a fleet as one complete hull, but guess I can't do that. How come you have a gold star? Is it because you're so damn good? I love this guy. I mean, von Leto, von Vorbach, he's been around the block, you know. He's been around. He's seen a few things here. He's going to write one hell of a memoirs, I can assure you. But yeah, he really has been around. I mean, he's seen Petrograd, and soon he's going to see Paris. It's quite amusing, actually. Let's take stock of the supply we have. Okay. Plenty of ammunition, but supply becomes a little bit harder. Now let's take a look at what we have in terms of depots. If I could take Grimes, I'd obviously have the depot there. He could use the gas against me here, which would be a bit of a problem. We'll see if we can get a Austrian force onto Venice. I was going to send Eugene von Ostrich, but maybe it's due to the cohesion more than anything else. All my armies here actually have fairly low cohesion, so they do need to be rested. Okay, they can do 10 days, so yeah, we'll have them sent out then. Thanks for reminding me there. We'll begin the siege there, Venice. Just allow supply to move forward, really. I think what we'll do then is we'll remain. I think we'll remain. But retreat if it starts going badly. Did I captured them? That's great. If I could get them back to port, I could steal them. That'd be really brilliant. That's true, Hugh. That is true. I'm going to wait for a depot over here. I was just about to build one, actually. Have them build it. Right, we've got a depot out here. Like I said, we need supplies. We need supplies. Yeah. In fairness, we have had an easier campaign than historical. And that is just due to the war plans, really. And maybe some bugs as well that may have crept in, I'd say. Let's see. I think I'm going to take the risk with the High Seas Fleet. I think at the end of the day. I don't know why I keep hearing this do-do-do-do. I think he obviously could bring forces to bear against us, but they're not going to arrive all at once. Yeah, the Sicarian is moving through the snow, indeed. I think we give it a go. I think if I can try and turn this back, try and break the blockade, it'd be worthwhile. We only lost maybe like 1 or 2 ships, so honestly we're in pretty good standing. We are going to defend, but we'll retreat if we start losing, basically. We're going to give it a go. We'll give it a go. I think it's one of those of where his morale is low enough that he really has to take that into consideration. He's likely to lose Trento very soon as well. Yeah, Venice is an objective too. But we're sitting on top of Trento, where we've just inflicted some hits, and we also do have a breach in the defences there. I don't know if taking Venice gives us something, but I think it's not good for him. Why is my music going off? What the hell's going on? Oh. I think it's the headset that's having weird issues. Alright, yeah, it's the headset that's being weird. Maybe it's running out of battery? Ah, it's running out of battery. Okay, so I can't hear anything right now. My headset seems to have run out of battery, which is brilliant. Which explains the sound. But anyhow. We're going to go ahead and call it here. I don't think there's really anything else particularly to do. But I can always do it offline, so... indeed, thanks for watching there, guys. Hope to see you again in the next episode. And, yeah, kudos to our opponents. Do go ahead and follow them. It'd be much appreciated if you could do that. And they have done a great job. Alex did a great job. Nomad's doing a great job. Plumber did a great job. They're great people. And I'm looking forward to playing more games with them in the future. Until next time, thank you for watching.